we are not lax in enforcing environmental issues in this town. The entire breadth of all the committee reports that opened this meeting revolved around environmental issues. You're talking about the Conservation Board, going right down to such thing as a retaining wall. We're monitoring the installation of retaining walls and swimming pools, all of these things. And the building inspector, the code enforcement officer, is knowledgeable and does follow the letter of the law regarding the notice of intent filing. So if we go over that 1 acre threshold, you do need to file a notice of intent. Everyone knows that. That's standard practice at this time. You know, again, looking at the planning board, their reviews, these are intensive reviews. You know, and people come from both sides of the issue. A lot of people think that the town is too heavy-handed in enforcement, and we receive a lot of complaints about that. You know, it's constantly striking a balance. We do not shirk our responsibility with regard to enforcement of laws. These mandates come with a heavy price. You know, you can have all the federal mandates you want. They don't come with any money. They don't come with anything for enforcement. They don't come with anything for training. Russ, if you're finished, Russ, you're finished.
I'm telling you that it's irrelevant.
Russ, you are finished, and I will ask you to leave the room if you can't control yourself. I am speaking, and stop.
Okay. You didn't allow me to speak. In fact, you took.
If you want to come back up to the microphone, that's fine.
Okay, I would love to.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to just point out, as you pointed out, I'm the liaison to the stormwater officer, liaison, big word, lots of letters.
Right, it's not that many.
No.
It's pretty easy to understand.
I take information from you that you ask of me, and I bring it to the stormwater officer, and I get his answers for you. I haven't corresponded with you since 2012, when you've asked me to set up a meeting.
Okay.
And the back and forth went like this. Nancy, can you set up a meeting? Let me know what would be a good day to have a sit-down next week. Russ, I was adopted the liaison in January. Nancy and Tina, how are you today? Tina recently contacted me to let me know that she'd received no response. Let me remind you. Let me know what would be a good day to have a sit-down to go over all your questions.
Okay.
Haven't heard from you since then.
That's
since
fine.
the Facebook post berating our stormwater officer, saying he should be fired.
Oh, I think you should be fired.
Berating me.
That's
okay, but But you're not doing this in a civilized way.
How did I berate you?
Come to us and ask us in a civilized, mature way first. Let's not stir it up on Facebook.
Nancy.
okay?
Okay, that's,
So I
you're
did
entitled to your opinion.
It's not my opinion. I contacted you.
Oh, that's-
I want to point out we do a really good job at dealing with our constituents and responding to them.
Okay, I don't agree with that, and that's fine. I'm not saying that I'm right and that you're wrong. I don't happen to agree with that.
You should try to
And the fact
communicate
of the matter is that you are the stormwater liaison.
Correct.
So
You know what that means?
I just,
I take information from you that you want to know, questions you've asked.
Okay.
And I bring that to the stormwater officer. And I get
that's
the answers
fantastic.
for you.
Great,
Would you like to submit those questions to me?
absolutely.
Okay.
Right.
You have my email.
Well, I will be submitting them to the town board, and when
Great.
hopefully, unless I am removed from the agenda again next month.
It's a possibility.
I like to point out.
Of course it is, Richard. I've lived in this town for 16 years. I know it's a possibility.
I'd like to point out my understanding of
light.
how agenda items work. When I request to get an agenda item put on the agenda, sometimes it's on, sometimes it's not. Here's how the clerk instructed me of how it works when I requested to get an item put on the agenda.
Great, thank you for the information, Nancy.
Here's how it works. I give Richard the agenda each month before it goes out. He lets me know to add something if he wants or to take something off the agenda. He said the agenda was fine. This was when I had a request. If you brush up on your public officer's law, you would know that you can add something to the agenda at the time of the meeting. So therefore, the agenda gets approved by the supervisor. The original agenda for this month wasn't approved by the supervisor before it went out.
If you'd like to step up to the microphone, then we'll wait for Russ to finish.
I'm not 100% sure what your point is. I mean,
Here's how it works.
I believe.
No, I understand that. There was.
You asked the question. Let me answer the question. The point of hers is that the town clerk
Right.
instructed her, sending her this email on how procedures work.
Right.
The procedure is that she said, the town clerk, that everything goes to the supervisor. That's what it said. So the point is, it didn't go to the supervisor, and so it should have.
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
Okay, great. Okay, so
I
right
think
there
that's
was a
pretty
there was a
pretty simple. I don't have a chalkboard to sketch it out.
No,
but-
I don't really need you to.
Well, you might.
I'm not stupid. If you're implying that I am, I don't need a chalkboard.
Okay.
But the fact is that there was a published agenda, okay, and the agenda.
It was published in error.
Oh, okay. So great. You answered my question. Thanks so much. I look forward to meeting with you again next month.
Great. See you then.
I look forward to those questions, Russ, and I'd be happy to have a sit-down, as I said 2 years ago.
I would like to just read a couple of things. I mean, because people come here and they come up like they're your friends and they want to really discuss, but that's not how this works in this town anymore, because people have agendas. It's not like they really want to figure something out. They really want answers. So these are some of Russ's Facebook on a Cold Spring Neighbor posts. Philipstown's blatant lack of compliance with our federal stormwater mandate. And he goes on, town of Philipstown is proceeding in very large part as if these very important and necessary laws simply don't exist. How stupid do you think how stupid and unaware do they think we are? Oh, and speaking of we the people paying for this, where did all our money go? Let's find out together. Then in a reply, his own post, because no one was answering, so he replies and says his own. Then in the past, playing to yourself, in the past to yourself you wrote, our town's appointed and elected officials are breaking the law. laws they are not fully aware of and have signed off on. 17 hours later, and I believe this was either in Philipstown Locals, you provided a photo of the little village which you took. You do beautiful pictures, by the way.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you.
With text reading over the with text that you had put over our small little quaint little village with the mountains in the background. Philipstown Supervisor Richard Shea, this one's for you. Fascism, a tendency toward an actual exercise of strong autocratic and dictatorial control. Now this is
Amen, brother.
This is a person that then comes and wants to be treated as if he's got concerns.
I don't expect you to treat me in any way whatsoever. I live in a democracy. You don't have to like me. I don't have to like you.
I don't have to like you, but I would like to give you courtesy that you have an opinion and that it might be valid and that I would like to listen to. But when I see stuff like this talking about the supervisor sitting next to him in front of, as referred to as a fascist, then I kind of have a little jaded opinion.
Nobody referred to him as a fascist.
Oh, you weren't. Okay. Enough said.
No, I mean, you can...
I guess you could read into fascism under his name.
You can interpret that
one way or the other.
You can interpret that in any way you choose to interpret that.
I guess you were talking about the mountains being fascist, because it was on the picture. I misread it. You're right. It's absolutely you're right.
I can't speak to how you individually perceive things.
I'm disappointed we're even discussing Facebook in the town.
I'm disgusted.
Right? I think it's. I'm actually mortified. You know, I'm mortified that Richard Shea told me that. First of all, I was 86th from the agenda, and I just found out 2 days after doing a lot of research and doing a lot of preparation. And Richard Shea just told me tonight that the reason I was removed from the agenda was because he didn't have time to prepare. But yet, I stand before you, and you're reading my Facebook posts, and Nancy Montgomery has all kinds of documentation. There seems to have been plenty of preparation for me to have had the right to approach you and speak on whatever topic I feel necessary, crucial, and important. Thank you.
Anything else that is not on this subject? Aye. Unanimous. Motion to adjourn. Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.